Hello everybody. Yep, a day of pretty much little snakes today. I've had Car out earlier, I had Ishi out a little bit earlier, and now it is Oscar's turn. And I've set a few things up here just to keep him occupied while I actually do this video, because I wanted to do a follow-up video on why people fear snakes, and some of the responses I got actually were things I have never personally actually thought about, and I guess I've never actually thought about them because I've never feared them. So yes, I honestly read them and thought, wow, I never saw it from that angle or thought about it in that particular way. And hopefully we'll see a little bit of Oscar's little face here. And I specifically got Oscar out because Oscar, how do I explain it? Archie is so open to coming on out. As soon as I pop the lid, he's up there, he's climbing up over the top of his tub, and he's like, yeah, I'll come on out. Oscar, not so much. So, you know, I do go in and make the point of, you know, getting Oscar out quite regularly. And hopefully, you know, not that he's ever been a problem to get out, because he hasn't. He loves coming out once he's out. It's convincing him to want to come out, but he's still young and he's still learning that it's cool. It's really cool round here, dude. So come on out and enjoy. So I thought if I had some things out for him to climb on and enjoy, he will, look forward to these times a whole lot more. In doing so, coming out, that is. So, fear. I haven't actually, you know, I wrote them out a couple of days ago, so they're not kind of instilled in my brain right now, so I will have to kind of read them. And you know, some of them are funny because, you know, when you love them like I do, you know, somebody said, what I fear the most is spending so much money on them in terms of buying more snakes. Yeah, money. That can be a little bit fearful when it comes to snakes, even for me. So I get that one totally. You know, some people, they don't actually have a fear, but they've developed a respect for them, and I guess that would be through watching videos or reading or hearing about them, or just being sensible enough themselves to understand, oh gosh, Oscar, you know, do you have to be over that way? I guess I put that in the wrong spot really, but come on camera, can you do a focus thing for me here? And you watch, he'll come back this way, won't you? As you do. Sorry, I'll probably keep butting in with having a chat with Oscar, but yeah, don't have a fear, just a very healthy respect, and that is very good to have with snakes. The feel of them. Oh, now you're going to climb on the camera, dude. Thank you. The actual feeling of them, more than anything. And yes, this particular person has actually touched one, felt one, so does know what they feel like, but doesn't like the feel of them, which could be strange for us who have them, because we find them so soft and soothing. Yeah, well, I know I do. Basically, the crawling part, and them crawling all over you, which might be the feel, but you don't have to actually feel them because you could have clothes on, but just the crawly bits that, yeah. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Some people have, been very kind and have said, I fear them, but I actually don't fear yours. And wow, that's pretty good. I'm glad that mine appear to be the ones that you see and think, oh, I don't fear your snakes. Is that because of how calm you see mine? Honestly, even out in the wild, some of these big guys can be so calm and easygoing if you approach them the right way. And you, Oscar, my dude, you're not going down that way because you're a little bit too little yet, dude. So can you come back this way for Mum? Please. Thank you. Stay in front of the camera. Stay in view. You're such a beautiful, gorgeous looking boy. Well, to me he is. And I want to share that. I really want to share that with everybody out there. He's growing. Just growing. Needs a bigger enclosure. I keep saying that, but they do. He does. That they look creepy. And yep, they're scared of their bite. They're looking creepy. Yeah, I guess they can. And yeah, of course, scared of the bite. Used to be afraid of them, but now from watching, and I'll say because their words were my videos, they now just aren't afraid of them anymore. So that's a plus, and I'm glad that that's also what some people have got from my videos, is to not fear them. What else did we say? The fear of not knowing what they might do next. And this comes from somebody who, BP collector, who has snakes himself. And when he first got them, that is how he felt. Just the fear of what they might do next. But after having them in his life for a while now, of course, and has learnt a lot more about them, or his snakes specifically, I guess, no, that no longer is a concern for him. So, yeah, of not knowing what they might do next, I get that too, the biting. But more so the biting and if it hurts. So, yes, absolutely no, it doesn't really hurt. And I always say it's more fear of the bite than the actual bite itself. Of course, when I'm talking a Tessa bite or a Jessie bite or even a Lily bite, I don't think it would be considered pleasant. It would be totally unpleasant, and I would consider that it probably does hurt, but really for that split second, and then all you're kind of doing is, wanting them to let go, and a lot of the time they do. Unless it's a feeding response bite, then you're on a whole different level altogether, because they'll bite and hang on. And I've had one of those bites, and I'd much rather them they do a quick bite and boom, and off they go and leave you alone, basically. What else? And of course, myths, religion, movies, all those things come into play. People have been brought up, watching some terrible movies about snakes and that they're man-eaters and so forth, and we do know that is just completely untrue. The Bible states certain things, but, was he meaning an actual snake or visually made it look like a snake? We don't know. And Todd was wonderful and said his fear mostly was they all disappear, wiped off this earth, and there's no more snakes left. And yes, I agree with that completely, Todd. A lot were on just the bite, of course. People, of course, have been taught by parents and other people, very much so, to fear them. Even if they were non-venomous, to scare, to say that they are venomous and they'll bite you and kill you. So, yeah, have grown up with, of course, influences around them. Not actually seeing them and coming across one, so in a way, get off, piece of fluff, being surprised by one. And trust me, Julie, I know this is from you, that snake would be just as fearful and surprised if you came across it too. So it cuts both ways in that particular thing, and that snake is more likely to flee if it can, of course. Some people have realised that they've had no rational fear. They can't rationalise why they fear them at all. They just fear them. Of course. Watching my videos, realising too, they just had no rational fear. It was totally irrational to think that these were terribly scary things. Am I getting Oscar at all? I don't know. I'm kind of reading notes. Now, one particular person, yes, had fear, but watching my videos, because I do know I'm the only one that he actually watches, can say now he sees them out there and is in wonderment, like, wow, these snakes are incredible. See, Oscar, I've got to move you around a bit, dude, because I can't see you. You're going to come back, please? Or you're going to hide behind there on me? So that's great. Some people just fear the bigger snakes. Have snakes, but have smaller species, but are really quite fearful of, the anacondas and the Burmese and so on. So it just goes to show, you can have no fear of the smaller species, and keep them in your life, but are very fearful of the bigger species. So that was very, very interesting. Have I got any more? A couple more. Sorry, I'll try not to make this too long. Of course, parents' influence, realising non-venomous, if they bite, now they realise they're not going to die from a snake that is non-venomous. So, yeah, have picked up that, well, if it's non-venomous, then I'm not really afraid of it that much at all. So that's good too. And some aren't sure why, but maybe the bite, but they've kind of fallen in love with Lily and have decided that no, I don't fear Lily. Of the snakes that I have seen, whether that be Tessa, Jessie, whoever, they have decided that Lily is the one that has really changed their mind about fear. I figure if you could handle Lily and we're happy to handle Lily, then you'd be happy to handle any of my snakes, except maybe Tessa, but overall any of my snakes. So anyway, guys, so it's a little bit about fear, and I don't know how well I did getting Oscar into the view, the lens, the camera. He's a little whoops,
Okay.
How did I turn that on? Oh, it was Oscar.
Right.
I'll blame Oscar. There. But, there you go, guys. Some of the reasons why people fear. Some of them I wouldn't have even thought of myself. So, thank you everybody who left a comment and told me their reasons for fear. It was really interesting to find out. So, you all take care of yourself and your family, your friends, your snakes, and all your animals. And what about you, Oscar? Are you going to come and say a little bit of a hello? No. He says, no, not going that way. Ciao.